does require, though, Stark to kind of have similar performance. Akati is always going to be reactionary to Candy, and River actually able to get a nice little invade here and wants to get some damage into the 1v1. Conqueror on both sides, so they're able to at least sustain each other. And River's still going to try and path. Lands another spear. Yijin forced the flash away. River, though, looking for the kill. The shield comes back on up, but unfortunately for River, he is able to find the kill, and that's first blood going on to the Nidalee.
Beautiful dives given by River and Hanabi. It's definitely going to be tough. So Yijin is going to have to keep an eye on Stark, if ever.
Well, we see Hanabi hits that level 6 before Stark and wants to go for the solo kill. Unfortunately, Stark, he's going to get taken on down. Hanabi doesn't even have to use his flash and the solo kill for the Renekton. It's on my end, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll see that here shortly. Yeah, Talon able to claim the first dragon of the game as well, and they're looking pretty happy.
Hanabi tries to attempt on trades here and there or an all-in.
Speaking of all-ins, though, Yijin, Kati, and Palette have made their way here. Talon does have Candy with his ultimate available. That is a full commit. That's all 5 members of Flash committing to this. Yijin gets hit pretty hard, though, by a spear. Hanabi got to be a little bit careful himself. In comes Candy on the Pantheon, looking for them to collapse. A decent amount of damage. Hanabi, though, in the middle of the fight, is going to get CC'd on down, but Candy finds himself the kill, and now Flash has to flash away themselves. Slater getting a big chunk of damage thrown onto him by River, and that is 3 members of Talon willing to take a fight against the entire squad of Flash.
It's like we'll fight you at your own game. River is going to be in the middle of it all, and I assume
River?
Gonna get
Maybe getting a little bit too close to the action there over the wall. That was all a bait, possibly, as Kaiwing rejoins onto the fight. He interrupts the Galio ultimate as well, and like that, Candy finds himself his second kill. Slater has to back off himself, getting he's at least trying to keep up with farm. That's why you see him going toward the top side of the map. And with that lane, though, Yijin's also going to show himself. Hanabi's going to go for this back, but still, that's 4 members. Meanwhile, Riftherald's actually going to be popped in mid lane. So this is Talon pretty much saying, you got to kill Hanabi as fast as possible, or we're going to take a second-tier tower in mid lane. Hanabi's just going to go ahead, pop his ultimate to try and survive as long as possible, but the push is going to come out from Talon, and Flash, they need to find a kill here fast. Teleport's also going to come out through from Candy, jumps immediately onto Slater, and the damage is there. Pallet almost goes taken on down, but guess what? The inhibitor tower in mid lane is currently being taken by Talon, and Candy could possibly turn this back around, jumps in on top of the Nautilus, and Candy, sure, he gets taken down, but that's going to be a stopwatch and the inhibitor tower in mid lane exposed.
And now Talon has control over Dragon 2.
That's a massive swing. That's now what?
Is.
You had 3 towers taken in mid lane. You now set yourself up for
solid form of numerous engages, if you will, but at the same time, this is the point where Talon is not going to be separated, and at that point, your only choice.
You saw a bunch of pings actually coming out into that mid lane. In comes Candy, popping the Pantheon ultimate, going to push it right through the jungle, gets in behind Yijin. Candy, though, he's going to be separated from the rest of his team, so Talon get a little bit crazy, but Slater is already taken down by River, and unfortunately, they do get dogpile onto Candy, but it's just not enough damage. They also take down the Nautilus.
Textbook styles coming from Talon, but it seems to me Flash will at least deny that Infernal Soul away from Talon for just a moment when he decides to dive in.
And there you go. Unfortunately, Flash, they just can't cover 2 lanes at the same time. You need both that Ezreal and Galio. I guess this is Flash saying, all right, you know what? We're content with the fact that we're at least able to get a turret or 2 up in top lane, but they're going to start losing their base.
There is a ward for a flank if ever Stark decides to do so.
Stark, though, instead, he's going to teleport to the Nexus Tower, so doesn't even get a flank off with this Aatrox. That's inhibitor 1 taken down in the bot lane, 2 in the mid lane, and the base is now very wave. So Flash, they have to make a decision. Stark can't actually hold this tower. The Nexus Tower will fall. They try and commit onto Candy, but guess what? That's a lot being burned for this Pantheon. The rest of Talon are rotating over. Let's see what Flash can try and do to hold the base. It seems like Talon want to try and end this game here, but they seem
pressure to force that out of Talon, and that means that's additional defense for the next push. And with that said, that's Infernal Soul for the side of Talon.
I don't think you wanted to hook in the Renekton. That's a decent chunk of damage. Galio ultimate, though, will try and re-answer in onto the fight. The Aphelios ultimate able to get the double root onto the front line. Slater still alive, does get tagged, though, by the backside. Slater, though, gets the Kaiwing. Unified still untouched during this fight, and without Slater, the win condition for Flash is out the window, and you mentioned they're all going golden. Stark, though, he's come online, but Candy is still alive. Unified still feeling strong, and Talon can look to finish off game 1.
Lifeline times for Unified, and Candy's just gonna go over to the Nexus Tower, and what a finish.
And there you go, game 1, PCS will strike first as Talon play the style that we came accustomed to. It's a sub 30-minute game to open up our grand final.
And this is the end.
All right, so what does Candy want to bring out? He can fall back to this LeBlanc. It's been remained off on ban, and to be honest, of 4 out of the 5 members of Talon have, you're not really known for your very far gap closer when it comes to the Shyvana jungle. Hanabi, though, has to get himself back over to safety. Unfortunately, he does not have enough mana, and he will get punished as First Blood goes on over to Stark.
This is going to be just, you dive in, get that stun, you twirl around.
Hanabi,
this is scary. Hanabi?
You should know better, Hanabi. You just saw the Shyvana as well as the Renekton pathing behind you in the tier 2. Hanabi, he does not have his flash available. And that's going to be the kill going on over to the Shyvana. Hanabi is going to get started up by River, even though he's on the control ward. He's not afraid to just jump on him. Meanwhile, mid lane, Candy finds the 2 chains onto Stark. Decides not to go for the play, though. Pallet does have flash available, wants to get on forward, picks the right target, and he'll find himself the kill on the Nautilus.
Beautifully done. Definitely the scary part. Yijin still sticking around. He'll get spotted out by Ward.
River is nearby, so he is going to try and take this. He doesn't have a whole lot of mana, but over the wall Candy goes, trying to get aggressive. Ends up walking into the Nautilus of all people, though, and he gets caught out. That's a free kill to Slater, and unfortunately, that is not how you wanted to go. Meanwhile, top lane, though, Hanabi was able to survive a 2v1 and gets a kill.
3 members on top side.
Yeah, and the Rift Herald, so he kind of goes, all right, guys. Rift Herald up in top lane. There's 3 members from the opposing squad. Can we get something else on the map? And you see River is at least trying to pressure down. It doesn't look like Flash is slowing down, and this is kind of looking very similar to what we saw in game 1, but instead now it's Talon the one that's just giving up towers.
Yeah, and
Talon, especially the fact that Candy's been pretty much neutralized by both Stark.
Get like 1 or 2 kills earlier on, but now there's Cannon Barrage. Wait, that's dive.
That's a dive here down in bot lane as they're going to go ahead full force onto Cody. Unified misses the ultimate, but that is 4 members of Talon, and they're able to find themselves a kill. River almost gets taken on down. Candy gets a bit aggressive, but has to fall back. Meanwhile, bot lane, though, they have still not been able to kill Hanabi, who's now looking for a possible play onto Yijin. And that's why you have to respect this Shyvana.
Yijin, and as well as you have someone to fall back into for consistent damage, which is in the form of Slater, on towards his Callista, which, once Runens is acquired, left.
Yeah, with that too, they'll be able to naturally push their vision line into the jungle of Talon, and you can see Candy at least is going to be able to get himself a tower, at least getting the push into mid. Does not take down the tower, but comfortable even underneath their first tower. Candy jumps in onto Stark trying to find the chain, doesn't actually find it. Near will the death benefit. With this dragon, they'll be only 1 more point away from getting it. So have to kind of figure out what they want to do here with this player, else they're going to start losing towers up in top lane. Candy goes on over the wall. Stark gets him low, but they're going to be able to respond. Over the wall it comes, and the shutdown goes on over to Unified, and now this Aphelios has come online. Fate's Call will get the Nautilus to safety. Meanwhile, top lane, Hanabi's at least trying to occupy himself. Cody, though, is finding himself the 1v1 in the picture-in-picture, and he's able to take down the GP of Hanabi, unable to take down the Renekton.
Flash, are they looking towards stopping the ports? Because there's a lot of low out targets.
Candy jumps back on in. The Aphelios ultimate came on through. They get the hook onto Slater, and the play and the shutdown is going to be there. Yijin at least able to trade back a kill and gets himself some decent damage off on this Shyvana. Unified has as much they can do. Unfortunately, they stayed too long in mid lane. They weren't able to actually finish off these kills. And
this point, Talon is going to teleport. They're going to pour in all their how much damage Flash can deal right now. Considering, again, they've got Baron, they have to respect the incoming siege that Flash is going to do, and now they've knocked on towards bottom as well.
2.5 minutes from spawning. Baron buff will dissipate in about a minute. Unified's got to be careful not to soak up any damage from that. Shyvana has now actually opted into the bulwark, and with that, likely to go into a death stance. Kati, though, on the bot side of the map, might get caught out. Stark is trying to roam on over. The stopwatch is there, and now let's see. That Renekton's going to be trying to run for the hills. Actually just jumps on in, trying to get back the kill. It's not going to happen. Meanwhile, mid lane, though, the pressure coming in from Flash. Back to safety. Unified and the rest of the squad have to back off, because guess what? Stark is just going to try and backdoor this inhibitor, and Talon lose a lot of pressure on the top side. Force you to do two things at the same time. Talon didn't even respect the fact that this Baron could have been started. Kaiwing looking for the hook, not able to find it. Unified able to get a little bit of damage, does get exhausted immediately. Yijin, does he actually want to try and go for the play? He is going to get brought on back, and unfortunately for them, they will lose their jungle, but Stark is now down in the bot lane. Pallet's trying to find himself back to safety. Kaiwing almost able to hit it, but the base right now is in shambles on the side of Talon. Hanabi trying to hold it alongside Candy. Stark wants to press forward. Meanwhile, though, Unified still holding strong and wants to try and go for this play. Pal and Slater are trying to delay what they can, but now they're going to get caught out. Unfortunately, he gets rooted as well. Going to go back into the stopwatch. Meanwhile, the rest of the fight happening in the base. Unified is unstoppable. Kati gets taken on down, and Talon, even though they lost out on the Baron, they're able to get to Pallet. Are they able to actually find this Nautilus? I don't think they will be able to, but Unified's going to soak up another wave. Hanabi's at least trying to hold what he can in mid, and this is utter chaos. Is Slater able to actually interrupt the barrel, but in comes the rest of the engage. Kati's going to get taken on out there, and there's that damage. The kill goes on over to Candy, and Flash, it's starting to fall apart. You can tell they're starting to get damaged. River's going to get tagged. Did they actually see the Renekton get into the brush? I don't think they did. The play is for them to actually show now. River wants to jump on top of it. 4,000 health. Yijin wants to go for the flash steal over the wall. Is it actually going to happen? They got Hanabi in the base, so Talon have to find this, and it's going to be the Drake stolen away by Yijin, but Talon got to start running for the hills because their base is going to be in shambles, and they can't fight against this Elder Drake buff. Candy's able to get himself the chain, and in the end, it may have been messy, but VCS strike back and take game 2.
Ay, 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 what a finish from Flash. It was Talon's decision to...
And then the Renekton in top.
Yeah, it seems to be the case, as, again, you know, Yuumi has been constantly paired with Pallet, doesn't have any flash whatsoever. This is gonna be a vulnerable lane.
Oh, Pallet gets caught out into the stun, and that's first blood. Going on over to Kaiwing, not to the Aphelios, but nonetheless, it's still a kill in the bottom. Come out, though, and maybe they just want to try and jump here onto Kati as he's going to show himself. Candy able to get a little bit of damage. In comes the Rek'Sai as well, and there you go, double knock up. Yijin's going to try and do what he can. Fortunately, he does not have level 6. Has to flash away himself. Stark, though, comes all the way down. Teleport, though, from Hanabi. Wants to try and turn back this around, and they will. Able to now jump in on top of Stark. In comes the ultimate as well for the stun. Paired in with the Braum passive. And unfortunately for Flash, they're having to run away. Unified over the wall. Candy finds himself a kill, and they're going to continue the dive as Talon open up the game with 5 kills and the only 1 kill in
for the past 9 minutes of the game in the upper portion of the map.
And you kind of see what we were talking about.
Over to Hanabi, and then that's the time they move towards Dragon.
Unfortunately, let's see, Hanabi, does he actually want to just go ahead and use his ultimate to try and stop this? Teleport is also going to come back in. The double stun is there. Another teleport in spawns, and Yijin just gets obliterated before he can even finish off the kill. Stark will also fall down very low himself. Kati, though, wanted to rejoin in on the fight, and Candy can't finish him off. Almost finds it with the Q. Needs to wait on the cooldown. Kati does not have any mana himself, and Candy is able to find his mark with the spear. Off that play because they were able to get Yijin. River's like, all right, well, we'll also go ahead and take this dragon, and now that's both dragons that started off this game, as well as the first.
As we can see, that dragon is not going to be spawning anytime soon, but for Flash, they're trying to pick up pieces here.
You got to remember, though, a lot of this pressure now on the top side of the map, and that's actually final chapter going to be used into the bullet time. Yijin wants to at least finish off the kill, but the stopwatch was there, and Yijin's going to get taken down. Candy finds the kill. Hanabi ends up using his teleport maybe a little bit early.
Kati waiting patiently with Yijin here for a sneaky engage.
Here we go. They're going to go and try and use what they can onto Candy. Dive will come on through. Candy at least able to soak up some damage, but there you go. Kati finds himself the kill. It doesn't look like the side dragon itself spawns, so maybe a little bit early, but still, pressure's going to be there for Talon.
Yeah, it looks like that's going to be the timing. while
Candy was able to get the base back, full health, and now Talon are able to reset. Hanabi still has his ultimate available, has his flash as well, ends up pulling the trigger, takes down Yijin, and Talon want to dive in, able to get some damage. Slater now is caught out toward the side. Meanwhile, Rek'Sai still looking for the play. Hanabi gets that damage.
A lot of, because of the terrain now, it's just really easy for Hanabi to just Italy send. He's slippery.
So Talon feeling pretty good here. River's going to get the knock-up onto Kati. Kati not able to get himself to safety. That's a lot commit here on the side of Talon. Teleport will be there. Stark onto the back line. A lot being used. They get on top of Unified. In comes Candy a little bit all over the place. In is Hanabi. Gets a big ultimate, but Slater is able to cleanse back away. And still on the side of Flash. Bullet time comes on through. A decent amount of damage is going to be there. Unified trying to kite back for his life. Not able to find it. Candy trades back a kill, but Slater still alive. Double up comes through though and finds both members of Talon. Candy wants to try and trade back at least one more kill in a 1v3. Slater trying to get himself back to safety, but it's just not going to happen. It's the ace for Flash.
Woohoo! That was the fight.
Looking to set themselves up. Candy has ultimate available too. Do they go on in? Kaiwing trying to soak up some damage, but the side of Talon saw this was coming on in, and they still try to go for the play. River wants to jump in as well himself. Hanabi trying to get in range, ends up popping the ultimate, but they lost Unified. They lost the consistent damage member on the side of Talon. Doesn't matter though. Candy's able to do a decent amount himself, and they finally find himself a kill. Palak gets himself back on top of Stark. Candy trying to shred him on down. Kaiwing has to let him go to die. And Talon decided to let this fight happen, and it backfires once again, and Candy can't pick up the kill.
Oh my, that is Hanabi to arrive, so they really need to let Candy start the fights first
Slater.
for Hanabi.
Okay, if they get Slater like this, though, that is disaster. The knockup also comes on through. Talon are not slowing down. They may have made one mistake, but they do not give up as River is able to find the kill onto the Lee Sin, which opens up the Infernal Soul.
It did not face them at all, it seems, and the timing is perfect, too, as Slater, as a misfortune, as you're just in...
Very quick Baron. It's up to Kati and the side of Stark to try and steal this one away. Prowling projectile will not come nearby. 4 members into the bot lane. Meanwhile, top lane is going to be taken. As
much you can do. Now, knocking on towards second tower here. For Flash?
That ain't good.
Oh, dear. Uh-oh.
Slater. Nonetheless, Talon push into the mid lane tower as well and start Flash, but does have Proto. Also knows he's not seen on a ward. Yijin gets caught out here. In comes the Pantheon also onto the back line. It's a bit of a mixed confusion here. As you did see, Unified and the rest of the squad, they're elsewhere. Yijin gets taken on down, but they got Hanabi. Wasn't able to pop his Zhonya's and ward. That can work well for the side of Talon. Yijin, he's coming directly into the middle of a team, and he's going to get taken on down. And he has been spending a lot of time in that gray screen. Dragon Pit, do they wish to try and go on in? Candy pops his ultimate, gonna jump back in, immediately onto Slater, and Slater's gonna get targeted. Talon just back off the Dragon at this point. Palette's also gone. Kati ends up using his teleport to get into the middle of 3 members from Talon. Hanabi on top of Stark himself, and poor Stark is gonna get taken down. Hanabi finds the kill, and even then, Candy jumping on in, finds himself the stun, the knockup from the Rek'Sai, and all 4 members of Flash get taken down. Kati is trying to delay. Meanwhile, Unified pushing in bot lane.
Yeah, Unified heads straight towards bot side, and this is going to be a very, very long fight, but Kati will definitely win that one. He has a lot of magic items in his inventory, but it don't matter as we see Talon already knocking towards the base.
And with that, without the Nautilus able to come back to the base, it's actually Kaiwing who's able to stall him out. And like that, Talon are able to strike back here in Game 3 and bring the hammer into Game 4, going up in the series 2-1.
And there we go. It's match point for Talon. It seems to me the brawl style of play is definitely where Talon succeeds over Flash, and it seems to me, perhaps they could just rinse and repeat to...
I can't say it will, but I will say this. We're going to be loading on into the Rift. Game 4 just around the corner. Flash taking on Talon. Whatever jungler's going to be able to get the smite here is going to have themselves a nice little tempo advantage. That's also the exhaust coming out. River getting a little too far forward. And oh no, is the curse real? As first blood goes over to Flash to start off game.
It might be a little bit too risky to try and make a play, make a dive, but we're talking about Ego here.
Well, Ego wants to try and jump in. There it is. The stun is on to Kaiwing. Flashes forward to try and get himself the kill, and they're able to get the damage going. And beautiful tower juggling coming out from Pal. Gets himself, but Ego goes down low himself. Unified is able to trade back a kill. It's 2 kills onto the Lee Sin for the one of Ezreal.
And look at topside, though. This is the expected play.
Well, Stark can actually get himself a quick combo here. Goes unstoppable, but River is going to be able to help pick up the kill as Hanvi was tanking the tower, and Renekton,
you know, farming a little bit more.
Yeah, unfortunately no real Rift Herald also, because we're still pretty early on in the game. So nicely done here by Ego. He's able to go ahead and
placing a ward, or no.
He doesn't know. Over the wall he goes. He gets just shoved immediately into the cocoon. Tries to flash himself to safety. Gets over the wall. River actually doesn't use his flash until the very end. He'll be able to strike down and finish off the Corki. Almost the greatest.
And, you know, Talon is really good at taking advantage of these sorts of decisions.
Unfortunately there, they probably would have hoped to at least try and get that kill onto the Azir, but meanwhile bot side, True Shot Barrage also going to be coming out there. That was the teleport from Hanabi. He gets himself pretty far low, but in comes Stark. Call the Forge God, finds the knock-up onto Unified, but it looks like both members of Talon are to the top side of the map to get a couple more plates onto Slater, as Talon are going to be occupied with this Dragon Tank.
But teleport's going to be used. I'm afraid he might get doved upon.
Okay, teleport coming out from both Unified and, you know, Candy, but unfortunately, I don't know if it's going to work out, but they do get themselves the Shurima Shuffle, and Candy finds himself a kill. It will be a trade 1-for-1. Package is available for Naeul. 5 members of Flash in the river. Hanabi kind of wants to get close. You do have Unified also coming on over the wall, has the True Shot Barrage available and plenty of vision. Comes through the pit. You also have Candy looking for, again, the flank. They're able to at least get River to go up into his rappel. A lot being used here, a lot of disengage. There is going to be the root, though, and Palette has to flash away. Candy, though, finds himself the shuffle, but not able to find a target. Palette gets taken on down. Hanabi onto the back line is able to at least force some summoners blown. Slater, though, has remained untouched this entire fight, but now becomes the main focal point as now Hanabi is looking to track him on down. Stun is going to land, and that's a dead Aphelios. And like you saw on the coach cam, Talon are able to find themselves 3 kills.
But Slater was, you know, left to die at the backside of the map, and I was actually a little bit worried.
Oh, Hanabi, he holds on to the stun, forces out the Valkyrie instead. He gets himself a quick dive as Naeul. Unfortunately, once you get in the eyes of Renekton, especially Hanabi's, he's just going to run you down until you die. And then Naeul, because he didn't have a flash here, he was mainly just trying to do this, though. Talon showed 2 members down bot lane. Lots of pings coming out from Flash. Looks like they actually want to try and jump in onto this top lane, as that is going to be the Rift Herald popped. Hanabi does spot this out and realizing, all right, maybe not the smartest to stay around. It's going to be a trade of first-tier towers and top and bot.
About the dive, I see a pings here and there, so I suppose Talon sees this coming.
Trying to realize that maybe something's going awry here. True Shot Barrage ends up coming on through. Hanabi is trying to soak up as much damage as possible. Ends up getting stunned, gets a lot of health back, and that is going to be the kill, actually, as they take down Slater. Candy and them join in onto the party. Unified out by a ward, though. And River is also nearby. We'll see. Unified ends up popping the ultimate, and Naeul cuts him off, tries to go for the big play, gets himself back to safety, though, with, of course, the Valkyrie, and Hanabi just jumps on in. The knockup, though, comes on through. Call the Forge God finds its mark, and they're able to disengage. River gets taken down. Talon can't trade back a kill.
Poke a lot to have more space to take this dragon for free. And what does Flash take in exchange?
All right, Candy got to be careful. Ego's nearby, trying to get away. Candy, though, whoo, happy feet, able to get himself back to safety, and he gets the solo kill on Ego with the outplay.
Side wave so they can take advantage a little bit more when it comes to siege.
Here, he can rip apart this. Flash kind of realized, oh, we're a little bit late to the party. That's already too late. Hanabi over the wall, and the Baron is going to be secured. Ego tries to at least equal on back. Call of the Forge God does not find its target, as now Stark has to back off because it was already used. Moonlight Vigil also wants to be procced. Flash at least trying to find something. Slater is still very healthy. Stark flashing up forward, finds the knock-up onto Candy. Candy gets himself back to safety. True Shot Barrage able to cut on back. Slater going a little too big deep, ends up getting the kill, Waldo because of the Runads. Unified over the wall, ends up taking it back. Candy wants to jump in onto the backside. It is going to be Neul, though, picking up a kill. And in the end, it is going to be 4 members of Flash. The Talon at least securing what appears to be the Cloud Soul as well. And split push as Hanabi has just been in the side lane non-stop. Unified rooms on over. That's another tower.
As you're just trying to tread towards towers, as that's another tower falling down for Flash.
And this siege, it's pretty heavy on the side of Talon. If they're able to find this inhibitor, I'd say it's mission accomplished.
Baron, there's only, even Candy is still knocking towards this tower. Already ready, the soldiers to escape. But that's going to be mission accomplished. There's no answer.
With the shield up, they still do decent damage onto Talon and Slater. They continue to press forward as it looks like Flash just don't have any answer to this siege from Talon.
Yeah, if they stand too close to try to clear the minions despite having such decent range, especially
as long as Candy just wants to press forward, Unified will take it. And that's out every tower except for the Nexus exposed now on the side of Flash.
Unified very, very brave as long as...
Try and take this. We saw, even without the Baron buff, they are able to siege in, and there you go. Talon secure. Talon, though, ease off, trying to force Flash to have to make a decision, because guess what? Super Minions crashing in through the top lane. Flash need to make the call. Unified's going for the base. It doesn't even matter. He isn't able to stop it. Sure, Flash is able to. No, they can't. River steals back the Elder Soul, and unfortunately now, Flash is running. Neul's able to get the teleport off in time, but Hanabi's looking for the executes. Pally gets taken on down. Unified's in the base, and he also takes down the tower, and Unified claims victory as Talon are your mid-season showdown champions.
What a way to finish the game.